I don't understand, and you're very discouraged in the United States from asking this question for some reason. It's a foundational question. But I just want to get to the point that forms the basis of this whole conversation, which is who has a right to the land?
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring you into Mitzrayim, Egypt again with ships.
Back at you, family. Peace up to the tribe. Wherever you're at in the world, top of the day, good afternoon and good evening. We are here at Safi Sana, Art Shop Artisans and Art Shop Cafe. Today's topic, we're going to delve out a little bit and talk about, you know, Tucker Carlson is asking the question. How are you? Tucker Carlson is asking the question. He said in the clip that he just wants to know who has a right to the land of Israel. Who is the real people of the book? Now, I know many of you out there are not Bible thumpers. I know that there's a lot of speculation surrounding the Bible, the narratives of the Bible, and in fact, who are, quote unquote, the children of the book. Who in fact is the so-called children of Israel. As a young man, it always intrigued me as to what the so-called chosen people, the 144,000, the elect of God, the Lamb, the Messiah, what was all these things really about? That the kingdom of God would be established in the earth and herald the gospel to the four corners of the earth, right? To restore humanity back to its rightful place. You have all of these stories, these narratives in the Bible, and it's surrounded with a lot of controversy. Like you would hear the gentleman read off Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And it talks about how, let me pull it up real quick for you guys. It said that, that's 28 verse 68. It said that God will send the Israelites back into Egypt, but this time by the way of ships. A route they were told they will not see again. They will be sold as slaves, and no one will be able to buy them. Well, in the Hebrew, I was taught that, I forget the word for buy in Hebrew, but the word for buy means redeem. No one will be able to redeem you. And they say that it was laid out like that because it was the Creator, it was God who put the Israelites in this bondage, in this captivity, because of their disobedience to the law. Now, getting back to the credibility of the Bible. You know, a lot of people use this tool, this Bible, to better their lives. And I have absolutely no problem with that. If this causes you to be a better person, then by all means, study and apply the gems that's in the Bible, especially in the book of Psalms and Proverbs. Right? I love those books. But we cannot sit up here and believe that the Bible don't have a lot of things in there that just don't make sense. You know, it is said that God told, who was it? Correct me if I'm wrong, family, but he told Abraham to sacrifice his only son. The God of the living, the God of the heavens and the earth, will instruct you to commit murder. Not only to commit murder, but to unalive your own son, just to see if you would follow his instructions. And just in the nick of time, when he was about to commit this heinous act, he pulled him back. That's right up. He pulled him back and said, no, don't do it. It wasn't Abraham. I'm mixing it up. I think it was Isaac. So it's like, family, these kind of narratives, we got to question. And we got to be okay with questioning, because God gave us a mind to weigh things out. You know, and there's a plethora of stories, of narratives that's in the Bible that just don't add up. And it doesn't help that if you look in the back of the Bible, you would see that it has a copyright. So that means someone, sorry about that, tribe. So that means that someone owns, someone is responsible for putting these writings together. Not only that, in the New Testament, when you hear the term the epistles of John or the epistles of Paul, these were men that came along 100 years, 100 some odd years later on, after so-called Jesus then transitioned. So these gentlemen, they didn't even know Yeshua or Jesus. And if you look up the word epistle, epistle simply means a letter. So that from Matthew to Revelation, the New Testament is not the authentic words of the prophets. So what are we talking about, family? And we understand that these writings was under the authority of Rome or the European world. You understand? So for those who understand from a geological standpoint that that region, Palestine or Israel, is landlocked to Africa, so it would be considered northeastern Africa. If you are one who believes in the narrative of the children of Israel, right, being under the domination of Rome and fled, you understand, out of Rome into the interior of Africa and made their way onto the west coastal shores of Africa, and then was cast out into slavery, as it says in the book of Genesis, I want to say the 13th chapter, it reads that Abraham's seed will be a sojourner in a strange land and will take on strange traditions and customs, and will be sold unto their enemies as male and female slaves for over 430 years. This is what it says in the Bible. So if we're going to take the Genesis account, the Deuteronomy account, the Bible account, and ask ourselves who are the real people of the book. And I know this book is full of controversy. Trust me, I struggle a lot with extracting the good things in the book. Not to overlook who these writings have been under the influence of the Roman world. Let me just say it like that, the European world. I still read the Quran, I read everything. And I try to extract those things that are life enhancing, those things that promote life. So, back to the Bible. If we are going on the narrative of the Bible for those who believe in it, then you will have to come to the reality. The consensus would and have to be, according to the Bible, that African people, black people, were sold unto their enemies as male and female slaves. This is historically accurate. So we would have to surmise that, or come to an understanding that the true Israelites will have to be those that were sold unto their enemies as male and female slaves, right? Not only that, but for over 430 years, our people are the only people that can fit that bill. Not the European Jews that you see in Israel right now. Tucker Carlson understands that something is fishy here. Something isn't right. I don't know, family. What did I get wrong? What am I missing here? Am I not seeing this right? Shout out to my man Keith D. But again, family, I wanted to come on and just showcase and express from a biblical standpoint. Just wanted to address the question that was posed by Tucker Carlson. Please feel free to drop a comment or a question in the chat. Please feel free, all of our contact information is in the description so you can reach out. I'm gonna tune out right here. As you can see, we are at the workshop. I got some work to do. We are looking to get our art up at the Affordable Art Show in a few weeks, so we are preparing for that. I'm excited for that. So we are submitting 8 pieces of work. So we will definitely show you guys the process as it leads up to the exhibition. So family, I'm gonna tune out right here. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe to the platform. This is your brother Samal here. I'm gonna tune out just to tune back in. China.